सो वेलकम बैक टू अ चैनल गाइज। आप लोग देख रहे हो मुसाफिर की एक और नई वीडियो। और एक और नई वीडियो में हम लोग आप लोगों को लेके आ चुके हैं मोटर कॉन्सेप्ट में। जिन जिन लोगों को नहीं पता है मोटर कॉन्सेप्ट किस चीज़ के लिए सबसे ज़्यादा जाना माना जाता है, तो भाई मोटर कॉन्सेप्ट इज़ नोन फॉर देयर ऑडियो सेटअप, उनके इंस्टॉलेशन प्लस जो चीज़ आप लोग पूरा देखते हो ना कि यार एक इंस्टॉलेशन जो है वो फिट एंड फाइन होनी चाहिए, तो वो आप लोगों को जो है मोटर कॉन्सेप्ट में मिलता है। सो आज जो है आप लोग बहुत ही अमेजिंग चीज़ जो है वो कहते हो ना कि आप लोग विटनेस करने वाले हो और आप लोगों को मज़ा भी आने वाला है। सबसे पहले अमन भैया से मैं जानना चाहूँगा, अमन भैया अभी तक का जितना हम लोगों का सफ़र रहा है, जितना हमारा पूरा रिस्पॉन्स रहा है, कैसा रहा है लोगों के साथ, हमारा रिलेशन कैसा रहा है और कैसा रहा है, पूरे एक बार लोगों के साथ शेयर कीजिए भाई।
देखिए, कार ऑडियो इंडस्ट्री के बारे में बहुत लोगों को अवेयरनेस ही नहीं थी। मुसाफिर भाई, मैं आपको क्या बताऊं, कार ऑडियो चल तो रहा था और बहुत ही मैं कह रहा हूँ अनऑर्गेनाइज तरीके से चल रहा था और आज भी चल रहा है। लेकिन जो थोड़ी सी भी मार्केट ऑर्गेनाइज हुई है उसमें हम अपने आप को शोकेस कर पाए हैं मार्केट सामने, तो ये हमें अपॉर्चुनिटी मिली है आपके थ्रू। लोगों ने भी हमें एक्सेप्ट किया है, लोग भी ये जानना चाहते थे क्योंकि देखिए पैशन म्यूज़िक का हर तरफ है और कार ऑडियो अगेन एक बहुत ही पैशनेट वर्क है जिसमें जो लोग कर रहे हैं उनका पैशन भी दिखना चाहिए और जो लोग करवाना चाहते हैं उनका पैशन भी दिखना चाहिए। तो उस हिसाब से जर्नी बहुत मज़ेदार चल रही है और आगे जितना लोगों का क्रेज़ आ रहा है टुवर्ड्स हाई एंड ऑडियो। अब हाई एंड ऑडियो भी पहले एक सिर्फ टर्म था कि जो चीज़ एक्सपेंसिव है वो हाई एंड है, लेकिन नहीं, हाई एंड ऑडियो की एक टर्मिनोलॉजी होती है, उस पर क्या प्रोडक्ट्स हैं, क्या स्पीकर्स हैं, क्या आइडियोलॉजी होती है बिहाइंड अ हाई एंड ऑडियो। तो वो सारी चीज़ें भी अब लोग अंडरस्टैंड करने जा रहे हैं। उसमें बहुत सारी अच्छी ब्रांड्स हैं जो अब इंट्रोड्यूस हो रही हैं दोबारा इंडिया में, और उसमें से एक ब्रांड आज हम बहुत अच्छे से डिटेल में डिस्कशन करेंगे, जिनकी इंटरनेशनल टीम भी आज हमारे साथ है जो उस प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में एक्सप्लेन करेगी।
सो गाइज, जितने भी लोग हमारी इस वीडियो को देख रहे हैं, अगेन आप लोगों को एक रीच हम लोगों ने पहुंचा दी है ऑडियो के बारे में। लेकिन टुडे व्हाट वी आर शोइंग यू इज़ दी फोकल ब्रांड, जिसको आप लोग फोकल के नाम से जानते हो। ये बहुत ज़रूरी है, लेकिन अगेन उसको स्पेल और बोला जो है फोकल की तरीके से जाता है। और बाकी जितने भी अभी प्रोडक्ट्स हैं इसके बारे में मैं आप लोगों को बताऊँगा, लेकिन बिफोर गेटिंग इनटू द प्रोडक्ट्स हम लोगों को पता होना चाहिए कि इस ब्रांड का हिस्ट्री क्या है, हाउ दे आर वर्किंग, एंड स्पेशली वाई मोटर कॉन्सेप्ट इज नोन फॉर मेड इन फ्रांस वाली चीज़। तो वो भी मैं आप लोगों को आज की वीडियो के थ्रू बताऊंगा कि क्यों हम लोग उस प्रोडक्ट्स को बहुत ज़्यादा कहते हैं ना कि यार नहीं, ये जो है ये टॉप नॉच है, ये बहुत अच्छा है। तो सबसे पहले बात करते हैं हमारे फोकल के हिस्ट्री के बारे में।
So regarding Focal, I have two very important persons with us. He is Rishi. He is heading the Focal India business, and he is Jan. He is heading the global business of Focal. So we want to discuss something more about Focal. What is the brand lineage, history, and what are the future prospects? So Rishi, can you just take it forward?
Sure. Thanks, Aman, for the introduction, and welcome, Jan, to New Delhi, and welcome to Motor Concept.
Hello.
And we are here today because we want to bring to many people what Focal is all about. So I would, like you to delve a little bit into the history of Focal, how Focal started, and what's the philosophy behind the brand.
Hello everybody, I'm very happy to be here, and it's my first time in Delhi, and I'm very happy to show and to give you some idea about what is Focal. What is Focal is very old company, 45 years old now, and we have a lot of history in the car audio and home audio and pro audio and headphone and outside speaker. So where we stay, you can listen Focal music everywhere. Yeah. That is the first point. Second point, all the time we use the same patent and same technology for all the speakers, for all the products made in France. Each time we use the inverted dome comb for the tweeter. That is very important point about Focal. Specific cone. All the cone is made and developed by Focal. Not only for the good view, but for technology. We use a specific cone to decrease the distortion of the sound, to give for everybody the better sound on car, on home, and on the pro audio. That is very important for Focal. Many France products, why? Just because we manage all the things of the production. The design, the technology, the patent, of course, the development, the R&D, the production, and the sales with the partners in each country in the world. Focal is present in all the countries in the world. It's very important. The export business is very important for Focal. And I'm very happy when I make some trip like this to show my products on the shop. That is very good for me. We try to give on each product the passion of the sound. On Focal, the R&D, the people working on Focal like the music. That is the first and important things. The first thing is the music, the passion of the music.
Thank you, Jan. Thank you for that background. And I'm always been fascinated with Focal as a brand. I think even before I was associated with Focal, and the fact that you have so many verticals, you are able to bring technologies from other verticals into car audio. And as we all know, car audio is extremely challenging, and as Aman would detail why, compared to a home audio. And I think the fact that Focal can leverage on those verticals to bring that know-how into car audio makes a lot of sense, and I think the products speak for themselves. So Aman, little bit from your side, of course you have used Made in France products, and what would you say from an installer's viewpoint and someone who has been very seasoned with working with many brands from across the world, what do you think characterizes Focal?
See, Focal again comes under top 5 brands, if I say worldwide. And a lot of people don't know, like Jan said, that they are into, not only into car audio, but home audios, and they make some fantastic headphones and a lot of other things. So again, Focal is a very, very big brand. Again, when Made in France came in, it was kind of a relaunch to us. We used the product some 6-7 years back, and we always loved Focal, but due to the shifting of some importers and all, products was not easily available across. So when we got the opportunity of Made in France, we just slapped into it, and we wanted to do it because we wanted to make our customer listen to the best quality of sound. And again, why Made in France makes a lot of sense is most of the products again are shifting manufacturing to China. And by no means I'm saying Made in China products are not good, but again, when products are built in their native country, I always see the emotion of sound comes way better. I want to just Jan to elaborate a bit why Made in France for you also makes a lot of sense.
Is a lot of sense for everyone in Focal, just because we want to produce the better speakers. Why? If you produce the better speakers with a big band shift, it's easy to install on car, and it's easy to make the good sound on car. But for that, we need a very high-end products and a product with a lot of technology on to make a good sound. Is the reason when we look some products, is very, very technical. Speakers always is the same design, is a round part. Each brand have a round part, but not only. Focal speaker we have a lot of technology on. The voice call for this one is big. Is like some Asian subwoofer. It's similar of that, but it's just a woofer. The tweeter is very, very important part because it's a Focal signature sound. Yeah. And that is give you some harmony, some musicality, and some feeling and dreams. Yeah. That is important for Focal.
So what are the emotions? So I see Europeans talking very emotionally. They say sound has emotion, sound have feel. So what is that feel and emotion? I want to hear from you.
Because we need that. Mm-hmm. The life is terrible for everyone, and we need some time to just have a music to stay on car. And I saw a lot of traffic jam here, and we need to stay on the car with the good music and just take a good moment with the good music. And we have a lot of player on instrumental in factory, and the musicality of products is very important. And for that, we need to find a good way. Crossover is important part. When we saw this type of crossover, it's not only 2 or 3 resistance. It's very big part of the sound. The tweeter, the medium, the cone. If you look these products with the beryllium, only one company uses beryllium in the world, only Focal, because we chose to use this material because it's very, very faster, and rigidity is very, very hard. And for that, we use this type of speaker to produce the better high frequency. And we go to a more 40K with these speakers. Only this one can do that. Only this one.
So Rishi, can we just go through the product?
Yeah, sure. So I'm keen to go into the detail of each of the products, and what I want to say from my understanding of Focal. Like Ian said, many brands do speakers. All speakers look the same. Yeah. They are round in shape, in different diameters, maybe 6.5 and 8 inch.
Sure.
But I think what is unique with Focal has a total of 8 lines for car audio, and every cone is different. Every cone is unique. Every cone has its own signature, and I think if you're a seasoned Focal listener, you don't need to look at the speaker, and you can listen to the same maybe piece of audio and tell what speaker you're using, because they are so distinct. I mean, it's not just a repackaged speaker at a different price point. No, I know it is totally different in character, and I think that offers a lot of flexibility, because from a customer's point of view, every listener may prefer a different signature, and I think Focal, with its range, especially made in France, with the depth in the range, we have 5 variants of made in France. There is something to cater to everybody. I think that's something that I really feel is a strength of Focal, and that's why we kind of swear by it. So I think that's a kind of flexibility very few brands can offer.
तो आप लोगों ने जो है हिस्ट्री और फोकल के करंट पूरी इंफॉर्मेशन जो है वो आप लोगों ने गैदर कर रही है. नाउ द मेन थिंग कि भैया जब आप प्रोडक्ट्स हमारे पास परचेज करने आओगे तो उससे पहले आपको पता होना चाहिए हमारे प्रोडक्ट्स के बारे में क्या है, हमारी क्या रेंज है. उससे हटके सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ पाजी भी आप लोगों के साथ शेयर करेंगे कि जब हम प्रोडक्ट्स कस्टमर को दिखाते हैं तो हम उनको क्या क्या इन्फॉर्मेशन बताते हैं. प्लस सर वुड ऑल्सो बी जॉइनिंग अस. सो एक बार पाजी आप पूरे के पूरे एक बार जो हमारा है ना समझा दीजिए कि कैसे क्या प्रोडक्ट है.
देखिए प्रोडक्ट सबसे पहले मुसाफिर भाई मैं आपको बताऊं कि 3-4 months बैक और मे बी 6 months, when was our last event of Focal?
About 6 months almost.
About 6 months back. So I went for the Made in France event in Bangalore to see all these products live, and first thing I got amazed from seeing where the range starts from. तो वो रेंज स्टार्ट मेरे हिसाब से क्योंकि my idea of Made in France earlier was it starts from a lakh plus. तो जब मैंने कुछ सीरीज़ देखी, जो सबसे पहले जो बहुत पॉपुलर सीरीज़ थी विच इज़ स्लेट फाइबर, विच कम्स एट अराउंड 56,000 MRP प्रोडक्ट, एंड बहुत ही अच्छा प्रोडक्ट है. सो यान स्लेट फाइबर, आई हैव अमेज्ड फॉर द प्राइस टू परफॉर्मेंस रेशियो ऑफ दिस, एंड कमिंग फ्रॉम मेड इन फ्रांस इज ब्रिलियंट. व्हाट डू यू हैव टू से अबाउट दिस प्रोडक्ट?
This product is very important because it's the first step of the Focal world. It's a made in France products with very nice design. Specific cone. The cone is a fiber, carbon fiber. So it's very a big rigidity. Magnet for classic magnet, but for more power. This kit is very interesting because it's very simple to install on car, because you have 2 filters. One filter for the woofer, one filter for the tweeter. So when we have 2 different places on car, it's very easy to install faster, this kit. And this kit, you have inverted dome tweeter that is very permanent and for all the Focal line. And for this kit, we input all the DNA Focal on. That is very, very important point.
So I've installed this. So again, Slate fiber is one of my favorite. Why? Because I can install to a lot of people because it fits in a lot of people budget, to be honest.
Yes.
And and whosoever comes with the mind of Focal and he wants the Made in France series, he's ready to start with Slate fiber at any go. Even with the front component, even if I've installed, it's not very power hungry. I've given a plug and play also, and it responds well.
It's very simple to answer because we can put on a unit directly.
Yeah.
No need amp, but after, if you want to put amp on car, you can manage with kit. It's very, very simple to manage the Slate fiber kit.
So Rishi, Flax Evo.
Right. So, thank you, Jan, for that. So, understandably, Slate fiber, while being the stepping stone into the Made in France range of Focal, we have a lot more to offer as we go along. So, the next product we have here is the Flax Evo, which is available in both two-way and a three-way variant. So understandably, if you want a made in France three-way, this is kind of the stepping stone. So Jan, tell us a little bit about this one.
First one is a cone. The cone is a flax, and it's a French flax. So
Right.
all the speaker is made in France and made in France. This cone is very, very good for the sound because it's very natural.
Right.
Sometimes some speakers give you some tint of
Coloration.
Coloration. Sorry, sorry for my French English. Coloration for
Right.
about the sound.
Right.
With the flax, we don't have coloration for sound. It's very, very natural. And we have the power, the flexibility for installation because we have three-way, two-way, slim, shallow speakers and normal ones.
Normal ones, yes.
It's a big range, and for me, it's a main product of the focal sound because it's very, very typical for
Yes.
the French sound.
Yes,
and the French signature.
Yes, for sure.
And of course, always a lot of technology on the Twitter. Twitter is an inverted dome for most opening sound. To decrease the distortion, we have a TNA suspension here. So this one is a concentrate of the technology, of the focal technology.
So Jan, the difference again, the price difference is approximately $100. So how do you tell the customer what differentiation they can do between the Slate fiber or the Flax Evo?
Of course, flax, you can push to flax, but I think 100 sometimes is a lot of money for some people, and this one is more techno line and more for the young people. I think
yeah.
this one is
More mature.
Yes, more mature. It's a natural sound.
So someone who wants a kick, a nice bassy, nice crisp sound, so Slate fiber is...
This one, for me, is very nice to try focal.
Yeah.
Is the first step of focal. I think it's good to start with focal. And after that, when we use that, we want to listen.
I think yes, the first time premium sound buyer would like a Slate fiber characteristic because it's really punchy and it kind of accentuates the audio that you're playing. But for me personally, I love Flax for the reasons Jan already outlined because it's very natural and it reproduces sound very naturally and there is no coloration. So for me, a little slightly mature listener would appreciate the Flax Evo more. And also you have the flexibility of a three-way, of course, which we don't have in the Slate fiber at the moment. So
there's an added mid-range
yes.
attached to it.
Yeah.
To show the mid-range.
Yeah. So this is available as a three-way kit, which
Passive three-way kit also.
yes. So this mid-range adds the flexibility and of course, makes
So
it
Rishi,
a...
I just wanted to check this. Even in the North market, mainly people don't know what this small speaker adds into the music.
Right.
So what is this three-way all about?
Jan, give us the lowdown on the three-way.
So what difference we are getting out of
Compared to
upgrading
a
from two-way to three-way?
Two-way to a three-way.
If you have the possibility to install a freeway on car, it's better because we have one speaker for each frequency. And of course, it's better because we can manage the level of each speakers differently. And if you use an active system with a DSP amp or DSP and amp, you can choose the good frequency and the time element you can manage with the freeway.
better,
It's more simple.
Yes.
Just for show something, you show this part here is a TMD. TMD,
It's called it's a tuned mass damper.
Yes.
That's the full form.
that is very important because that manage the movement of the speakers with less distortion. That is very important. And it's very insignificant, it's very little one, but this part is very important on the speaker.
And Jan, one again very basic question. Since you make some fantastic crossovers, what benefit is it to active? Because again, active makes the setup more complicated.
Of course.
Yeah. So is it okay if the buyer uses a passive crossover and?
I think if you want to make an active system to compare to passive crossover, passive system, is a edge difference. Sounds, if you can manage a good setup, but with more amp on car, it's better to use active system. But for the normal use, passive system work perfectly. And we have some cursor, some cursor to manage the level of frequency directly on the speaker, on the crossover. So you can manage the sound directly.
There's some
crossover.
tuning settings available. Yeah, that's what they are, very advanced crossovers which I have seen. They're built really well, and
you have up here. You can look here. You can manage the level of the tweeter, and you have another one here.
for the mid.
You can change the level of 3 or -3 or 0 dB, and you can change like
So
this.
it makes the install easier.
Yes,
It makes the install less complicated, lesser amps to be
Yes.
used. So it works.
it's the first step for a big installation, and you can manage it on a passive crossover.
Possible, I mean, suppose I come and I say, okay, I want a three-way system from Focal, and I install this with the crossovers, and then at a later stage, you know, I want to upgrade to an active. Is that possible?
Yes, of course. We remove the crossover and we make an active. It's very simple to manage this.
That's great. That's great.
Yes.
Because, you know, you don't go again and you start from zero trying to build a new setup and spec the car. You
Exactly.
already have the
Exactly.
speakers and you just need to run active wiring and then add the DSP amplifiers and then go from there. So you use the same gear essentially.
Exactly.
That's great
And just for
flexibility.
history, I have this one on my car. I have a factory car, a Mercedes one, and I use a Copperman kit and coaxial speaker on my car. So it's entry level, but every day I listen this kit.
So it's good enough for Jan, it's good enough for us, yeah.
Exactly.
So Jan, we are getting to the business end of the Made in France now. And, you know, so let's start with the big wig, the K2 Power. Of course, I think Focal and K2 Power is synonymous. It's like, you know, if you, everyone knows Focal. If you don't know Focal, you still know K2 Power.
I have a better word.
Okay.
I think everyone knows the yellow cone.
Yes.
The yellow cone is a very famous speaker of Focal.
Right.
We won a lot of competition with these speakers.
Right.
And these speakers is the history of the car audio
Right.
on Focal.
For sure. I think it is Kevlar.
Is a Kevlar, but now the right name is Aramid fiber.
Aramid fiber, yes.
But it's a Kevlar one.
Right.
Because Kevlar is a patent chip.
Yeah.
This speaker always you can show like the Flax, the TMD suspension. The magnet is very big.
Right.
and the-
It's a traditional, yeah, it's an old school proper
Yes.
ferrite magnet. Yes.
But for this type of products, if you want some dynamic with a lot of bass, a lot of kick on car, you need to choose these products.
Yes.
This product is very fun for the music.
Yes.
You want to play and to make some
Noise.
noise.
Yeah.
That is.
You know, I've heard some cars with K2 power, and I don't think there is any need for a subwoofer, honestly. I mean, at least for me. I mean, I don't know, maybe here they still need a woofer. But I felt the mid bass and it almost plays down. I mean, if your doors can handle it, probably play down to like 40 hertz, and it's
Yes.
perfectly fine.
But for this speaker, we need a big installation too.
For sure.
Because the weight is
Right.
very important. So we need to make some rigidity on the door. Of course, some damping. Of course, amp. to
Amplification,
manage that.
yeah. 100% needed.
Yes.
Yeah.
No choice to put
Plug and
amp.
play.
No plug and play, and of course after that,
Right.
if you do what you need, you have a very very nice sound.
Yes.
And the crossover is very very big parts of this. kit.
Wow, look at that crossover. The
Crossover
size.
is a beautiful one.
It's beautiful,
Also
yeah.
size is
Yes.
big
Yeah.
because we chose only the high-end component.
Sure.
Resistor is very, very efficient. And if you look, you have some different cursor here. Switch to manage the sound like you want. So, of course, you can use on the active system one, but
Sure.
passive system is very easy to manage because you have some cursor to manage the tweeter, the mid, and the level of the mix of the woofer and medium.
So Rishi bhai, this is what I liked about Focal. The another thing is they have got crossovers at every level.
Right.
So it just makes an installer's life easy.
Yes.
So even it's not too heavy on pockets, because I know a lot of people wants to go active, and active is the holy grail, but then you need a high-end DSP, then you need extra amplifiers.
Right.
But then again you get a good amplifier, good powerful amplifier to support this, and sound is boom. It speaks quality.
Yes.
Yeah. So
And if you want to make some active system with that, we need some 1, 2, or 3, or 4 amps per
Yeah,
car.
yeah.
That sometimes can be difficult. So it's more simple to use this type of crossover.
yeah, this is where the crossover game ends in Focal.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
let's talk about the M.
Yeah. So
This is
we
what I think they launched.
recently, yes, it was launched in 23, the K2 Power M. So I think I'll let Jan do the talking, because even though I want to say something, but Jan, yes. So what does it borrow from the top boss?
This one is one launching last year with a lot of technology on.
Right.
First one is
Yeah, you can do dumbbell curls and get some pretty big biceps.
I don't know what is the height of this woofer. And this one is just a woofer. But look that. That is important.
Excursion.
part.
Look at the excursion.
Load that. We use 8 centimeter voice call.
Right.
It's a similar of the subwoofer, okay, for the classic competitor.
Right.
But Focal use on the woofer.
Right.
Why? It to have the many most punching power.
Right. Very
of the
punchy.
sound, very punchy one. And for that we need to have the power, and we need to have some calling system
Yes.
on. And it's the reason we use that.
Right.
Other important point. You saw the M-shaped dome. M.
Right. There's an
Okay.
M. Yes.
The M-shaped dome decrease the distortion of the sound. With this type of cone, we have very natural frequency. Okay.
Consistent.
And for that, the second point, we put directly the voice call here, this part, inside,
Yep.
directly here, okay? The benefit of that is to reduce the depth of the speakers.
Right.
So a lot of power, depth,
Right.
smaller, and natural sound with that.
So it gives us more flexibility for installation as well.
Completely,
Yeah.
completely.
Yes. Even though
It is the next step after the classic
K2
one.
classic K2 power.
K2 is a classic
for sure.
pitching speakers.
Right.
This one is a new step.
Right.
And this one is very similar to the Utopia line.
Okay, let's not show Utopia
The
yet.
next one. And just this one is more punchy.
So you would say that it's a mix of K2 and Utopia technologies?
Exactly. It's a wedding of the
Of the two, yes.
It's a children.
Yeah, got it. Yeah, so it's and the FRAK speaker I call it. I don't call it tweeter. I call it the speaker. But what is the speciality, Jan?
For everyone, we speak about Twitter for this FRAK, but
Yes.
it's not a real Twitter. It's a real speaker.
Speaker, yes.
But it's a very smaller one. If you look, you have a similar suspension of the other speakers. Of course, inverted dome tweeter, inverted dome cone, and in the back, a real magnet.
Right.
And you don't have the possibility to sew, but inside we have a classic spider,
Right.
like the
Like the mid bass or
yes,
the
the mid bass or
Yeah.
buffer or
Yes.
speakers.
Yes.
The advantage of this type of patent and technical using is to have a very large band chip. You can use these speakers anywhere on
Right.
car,
Right.
but the mix with the woofer is perfect.
Perfect,
Because we can go very, very low
Yes.
with the tweeter.
Yes.
It's not only the tweeter, it's a
It's a wideband speaker.
Wideband speaker.
Right, yeah, wideband
Exactly.
speaker, yeah. It offers great flexibility with installations,
Yes,
especially
again.
in modern cars. If you're doing modern European cars, I think in our experience it has worked really well. Sometimes we have used it as a center channel, and
You can,
it's great because it fits almost anywhere.
Or on the modern car, you have a lot of 3D speakers in the top of
Height information, yes.
This one you can use for that.
Perfect. It's perfect for height information. We have
Exactly.
installed, our dealers have installed it, and it works
on
very well.
Audi, on the Tesla, you can use this type of speakers for the high frequency.
For high frequencies,
for
yes.
3D information.
Right.
You can use that.
Because it has a wide dynamic range. I mean,
So, K2 Power M, I got the opportunity to listen to this set in Bangalore, and I like to congratulate you. You came very, very close to the Holy Grail Utopia with this set, because again, this is a dream for a lot of people, the Utopia. But the more you come closer to your dream, is what you feel happy about. So, this is a fantastic product by you guys. I again want to say congratulations and thank you for bringing this to India. And now let's talk about the Holy Grail.
yeah. So we saved the best for the last, of course.
Yes.
And that's the big boss of car audio, I think worldwide, the Utopia M. And that's the flagship of Focal
Yes.
car audio. And I don't want to say any more. I think Jan, please take us through.
This one is it's just a pieces of France because it's beautiful speakers. Look that. Look that.
Yeah, I almost don't want to install it, and I want to keep it on my shelf.
Focal, of course, is a sound, is a musicality, is a performance, but not only. For Focal and Utopia, you want to make something nice to view with the design,
Right.
with the beautiful parts.
Right, of
It's
course.
very, very specific for Focal Utopia line, not only for car audio, for all the products, and on all the line of Utopia products on Focal, you have the black painting and the red one. All the products, all the time, you have the similar icon and detail of design.
Right.
That is very important. Of course, lot of technology on TMD suspension, but you have 1, 2, 3 TMD suspension on, not only one. That is an important point. M dome, because we start the M-shaped dome with Utopia.
With Utopia.
After we decline to K2. A big vox school, of course, always for the same philosophy. A lot of power with musicality.
Right.
That is important, and a little depth. That is very
Relatively compact, yes.
Yes.
For sure. And I think one distinction we should make that up until the K2 power range, you have the option to keep it passive, but after that, the K2M is purely active.
Yeah.
There is no crossover included, and also the Utopia, of course, is 100% active. So now we talk about the beryllium tweeter thing. That's something.
Beryllium.
Hold on, Jan. I just want to ask why they are so expensive. They're fucking expensive.
I just tell one thing. You know, beryllium is the part of the cone, okay? Mm-hmm. Beryllium is, I don't know in price in here, but is 100 more higher to the gold.
To gold.
So
100 times more than gold.
Beryllium is
Yes.
100 times expensive.
it's more expensive than gold. But it's not only the material. When you use and we make some shape of this cone, it's very, very aggressive for the human. So we need a closer parts on the factory, and the people work with mask.
And has one suit.
Yes, because it's very dangerous to
dangerous to handle it.
Yes.
It's dangerous to handle.
So it is another part of the problem of this speaker. But when you use this type of material, you have no coloration, you have no distortion, you have the better level of high frequency, more than 40K. I think only dog can listen that.
That's where the emotions come, I think.
But yes, exactly. You
don't hear it.
you don't have the possibility to hear,
But
you're feeling. If you have this type of frequency on your car, you have an image very higher. The image is completely open. The staging is open with this type of material and useful too. And of course, all the time, black and red. You can show
red accents with black.
the design is very, very important for photos.
Yes.
All the time. We want to make something cool, beautiful,
Yes.
design and technology.
Performance, yes. And
And performance,
I've been lucky enough to listen to more than a couple of Utopia setups, and especially the high frequencies, nothing comes close. I think really nothing comes close.
In company,
The detail is unbelievable. Yeah.
we have only 2 people can manage the cone of the beryllium. Only 2 people. Yes.
The specialist to handle.
It's very, very specially on.
No, it is very special. So I think that was the roundup of all the offerings from Focal under Made in France. Aman, any closing thoughts?
Closing again, see, Made in France, again, going through the way he explained it is fantastic. We are happy. And even lower down, Focal is doing fantastic work in bringing the other series coming up to the better than the market levels, so that the entry levels, the mid levels, or the series just beyond the Slate fibers, they are coming up fantastic. So Focal will be, you will see a lot of installs of Focals in coming future.
I hope.
आप लोगों ने हमारी सारी प्रीमियम रेंज चेकआउट कर ली है, जो कि यहाँ पर आप लोगों को मेड इन फ्रांस, और जैसा आप लोगों को पता है हम तो फोकेल से ज़्यादा मेड इन फ्रांस बोल के आप लोगों को प्रोडक्ट दिखाते हैं, एंड वी गॉट द ट्रिमेंडस रिस्पॉन्स. और जैसा बोलते हैं ना कि यार उसके बाद प्लग एंड प्ले आता है. बहुत सारे लोग फिनिकी होते हैं कि यार मेरे को गाड़ी को नहीं खुलवाना है, जैसा गाड़ी में स्पीकर निकला कितने भी इंची का हो बस मेरे को वापसी लगा के दे दो. तो भाजी इसका क्या फोकेल अवेलेबल करा है?
देखिए एग्जैक्टली आपने कहा कि सम पीपल आर वेरी पर्टिकुलर कि मेरी गाड़ी में क्या लगना है, कैसे लगना है. तो जब आप चाहते हो कि ट्विटर की एग्जैक्ट पोजीशन पे ट्विटर आए या मिड बेस की आपकी हाउसिंग तक भी आपकी कंपनी की इंटैक्ट रहे और उस पर बस बोल्ट ऑन स्क्रूज होके इफ़ यू कैन डू, तो वो सॉल्यूशन सारे फोकल हमारे पास लेके आया हुआ है और बहुत ही पॉपुलर कार्स के लाया। और इस चीज़ को, इस कॉन्सेप्ट को पर्टिकुलरली फोकल इनसाइड कहते हैं। तो मैं ऋषि को कहूँगा कि ऋषि, ये फोकल इनसाइड का जो कॉन्सेप्ट है पूरा, एंड इट्स अ होल न्यू डोम ऑल टुगेदर, तो उसको आप हाउ डू यू डिफाइन एंड व्हाट इज द फ्यूचर ऑफ दिस फोकल इनसाइड?
Sure, thanks, Aman. So essentially, the philosophy behind Focal Inside is to create a great sound while maintaining originality of the interior. And I would like Ian, of course, heads the Focal Inside business for Focal. So I would like to invite him to say a little bit more about why Focal Inside has been developed as a specific line for plug-and-play installations.
5 years ago now, we decided to create a global concept about plug and play. Because we know in many countries, we want to make a good installation, but faster and easier. And we start to develop in the past for Peugeot and Toyota and BMW. And we totally changed 5 years ago the line, and we use now a polyglass cone. All speakers are very similar of the original one, but it's very, very important for Focal to manage all the things and the item for the spacer, the cone, and the connector and the accessories. We want to develop something simpler for installer and consumer. And all is on a box. That is very important. If we take the box, you are sure you have all accessories that include in the box.
Sure.
For example, for Toyota, we can show all accessories included on the box.
Right.
Toyota changed the connectors 2 years ago.
Right.
We already include on the box the accessories to adapt the old Toyota and the new Toyota.
Right.
All the time, all accessories included. We improve the sound with a real DNA Focal. As I explained before, for all the speakers made in France, we use an inverted dome. If you look here, you have inverted dome too. So it's not the entry-level speakers.
Right.
It's a real Focal
DNA.
with DNA with all DNA of Focal.
Right.
Speakers, complement, finishing, all the item of Focal is on. And always the same specificity for all the line. For Focal inside, we can fit on more than 1,000 cars on the world.
Right.
For 50 brands now.
Right.
Toyota, Ford, Peugeot, Citroën, Volkswagen, Ford,
Mercedes.
BMW,
Yeah.
many cars.
So Porsche, of course.
And we develop the regular one with the flax cone and the top iron with the polyglass cone, sorry.
Right, yes.
And the top iron for Mercedes and Tesla with the flax cone.
Right.
So all DNA is put on the Focal inside line.
So that's great to hear that it's Focal. It's not just an adapted speaker. It's not just an adapted universal speaker. It's a product that has been designed with the car in mind. Yeah. So if you talk about technical specifications, the off-axis response is great. They are very high sensitivity, the speakers, so they can play very well with the stock power of the car. When I say stock power, you always need not amplify separately. You can play with the existing amplification. Of course, you will not be able to extract the maximum output out of the speakers, what they are capable of, because here you can see 60 watt RMS, 120 watts max. And for reference, a typical OE speaker is what, Aman?
Around original OE, I think, works on at around 10 to 15 RMS kind of power. So that's what my second question was, that apart from plug-and-play speakers, do we have options of adding plug-and-play amplification or a subwoofer? Because when someone goes for an upgrade, they want sound to be a little louder, more detailed, and so these options are available?
Yes, it's easy to use focal inside because we can put directly on the car with a unit, and we manage the complete line with the cable to install the impulse. Is a very compact amp to the car, and we make a global concept plug and play now with the subwoofer, with underseat subwoofer, impulse, and speakers. We can make one car in 2 hours, 3 hours. It's very simple to put this car on.
Fantastic. So it will make life easier for a lot of customers who are looking for upgrade without fidgeting too much. Because again, though we do some great installs, we do some very neat wirings, we try to do as good as work or as stock as it's possible, but still some people are very, very particular about their cars, and they look for solutions which are very, very, again, calling it plug and play or the basic ones. So that is where these comes in picture, and they come very handy. So what popular I can foresee the future is, again, I'm very excited about this category. So again, Toyota, it's no doubt the Cane Ginger, the Fortuners, and the Innovas, people can check them out. Again, the another brand which is very popular is the VW Group, which covers the Volkswagens and the Skodas. We have some 4 or 5 ranges. I think you have an option which can go entirely plug and play on those cars. And on the Indian context, what are other cars you can look for to? Just to conclude this.
So in terms of India, I think of course Toyota and Volkswagen have the most scale, which means going by the number of cars sold, that's applicable to the a large portion of the cars sold. But I am very excited, and in my experience, about Mercedes and BMW, because due to some constraints, the audio has been suboptimal on those cars, and as especially the newer cars, and these upgrades are real. And when you put a focal inside upgrade on a BMW with the underseat subs, the center, the surrounds, boy, that sounds unbelievable. And the difference is very, very big. Jan.
It's very simple to upgrade the sound of this car, but one thing very important, you don't damage anything on the car. You don't cut anything. We remove the original speakers and we plug the new one. So we use a similar connector of the OEM one. So you don't lose the guarantee of the car. We don't damage anything. We don't change anything. And if we sold the car, you can remove the speakers and put another one.
So warranty is the most scariest thing.
Yes, warranty.
Exactly.
So for the new cars, and in our experience, a lot of new Mercedes customers, new BMW customers have opted for these systems just because the warranty stays intact, and it's totally reversible. That's the key. A real plug and play means as long as you have the stock speakers, you can just go back to it faster than you installed them. So, maybe in a couple of hours, you can turn the car back to stock and, sell it and keep the gear.
And if you're moving from 3 Series to 5 Series, you can move the setup.
Yeah, that's the beauty.
Exactly.
Yeah, so for the BMW, the entire range from focal inside works from all the way from the 1 Series up to the 7 Series and the X7. So you're upgrading within BMW. That means, you can carry your gear to the next car and put back the stock when you sell it. So that's the beauty. And even for Mercedes, if you can see here in our coffee table book, there's only one kit, but that works with everything.
Most of the cars.
Yes. So as long as there is a 4-inch component and a 4-inch coaxial, it works perfectly. Because from 2016, Mercedes has the same sound system.
So this is again a good idea, because we get a lot of queries about these BMs and Mercedes, and we personally stayed very apprehensive about we open the car and we'll check the size and then we'll get back to you.
Right.
So I'm sure you are opening up some good centers for Focal inside, and I hope we'll be part of it in future. So we want to keep it in stocks at one set for BMW. So we have a stock, and we have a BMW or a Mercedes, and a car comes in, we check the sizes, and we install it. We bolt on and we do the
Faster.
setup.
I said
I'm-
faster and easier. That is a good.
Faster again, and in North India, people don't give us time. You please give us time for good installs, but even if you have a day, we'll give you a fantastic upgrade.
I think for you, and we know sometimes we need a simpler speaker, but sometimes we need higher, like the K2. So for BMW, we develop a K2 line, mainly in France, and
The regular line.
And, regular line.
Yeah.
So,
So if
we
you-
have different
yeah,
level
different
for
levels.
your customer.
Yes, for
And
the BMW
all the time plug
specifically,
and play.
yes.
And this one,
Of course, the Porsche,
Porsche
kit
one.
is one of a kind in the world where the entire upgrade comes in a beautiful leather briefcase that fits in the front of your Porsche. Later on, you can use it as a luggage. Yeah, once you have installed the kit. Yeah, yeah, you can
this
stack your
one
cash.
is a flagship for Focal inside. It's just for show to everyone. You can make something in plug and play, iron. That is very important.
Yeah, so it has the Utopia
Exactly.
DNA in it. Yes, the Utopia cone.
All Utopia DNA, beryllium tweeter, Utopia cone, magnet, specific magnet,
Of course.
neodymium,
Yeah.
aluminium spark, and a beautiful case.
Yes, of course. A Porsche
It's a
deserves that.
Real flagship for Focal inside.
So we'll try to say something coming up with Porsche is very, very aspirational. So I don't know if we can do a Porsche, but we'll surely try to do the Utopia install very soon. Yeah.
But again, we know the customer of the Porsche don't like to change something on car. But with this type of speakers, we don't damage anything. We remove the speakers and we put a new one. And the sound is upgraded.
So thanks for bearing with us for all this while. And I want to introduce two more people. This is on my right, Satpal, and he's heading Focal and some other brands for North India. See, this is again Focal boss in India, Mr. Naveen Kota. He is again the CEO of Concept 12 Volt, and they are doing some fantastic brands in India like Focal, Helix, Excelsus Audio, Rainbow Audio, and what else, Kotaji?
Dr. Artex, Sound Magus.
Sound Magus. So again, see, best part about working with them is they work like a very good team. They have a huge team all across India, and they've been supporting us for a very long time. We have a very, very good family kind of a relation. And I want to thank Jan for coming all the way and helping us with some training, some fine points about car audio. Because again, see, even if we are 12, 13 years old in this business, but still it's always looks like we are new to the business, because every time somebody comes up and gives us new nuances, new things about doing car audio, even you are learning new things and you are updating us with all these things. So I thank you from bottom of our heart for coming and sharing your experience with us.
Thank you to invite me and to share the passion of the Focal. That always, I'm very happy all the time when I visit some customer like you, the shop, and discover the passion of Focal in the world. That is very important, and I love that. Thank you very much for your job.
And Rishi again he's been we've been in touch for last couple of years, but we have been great friends, and he has some great marketing skills and he helps us a lot. He has come up with some fantastic events. So thank you, Rishi, again coming to Delhi and sharing some food with us, sharing your thought with us, sharing your car audio passion with us.
Yeah, thank you, Aman. You know, it's always great to be at Motor Concept because our philosophy really is to work with great installers who are passionate about what they do. Because for me, even though car audio is new per se, but I've been always passionate about music, so I connect easily to it. And for me, that's very important to do a good job as an installer. I think you need to be passionate. And as Jan mentioned, passion is a big part of Focal's DNA. And that's the reason we have lines, the boutique lines like Made in France, we associate with the really good installers across the country. And honestly, it's a difficult job because India is still growing as a car audio market, and we have a long way to go in terms of upskilling ourselves to do justice to products like this. Because it's not simply a speaker in a box that you install and then everything works out. A lot, I think, rests in the hands of the installer. The skill of the installer is very important. How you install the system, how you tune the system, and how you do justice to the product. And when the end customer listens to it, he says, "Wow!" And that's what is the success of an installer. It doesn't matter what is the price point you're talking about. It's about meeting and exceeding the customer expectation. And for us, specifically Made in France demands that the installer skill is very high. That's a prerequisite, I would say. So that's the reason we have a very limited distribution channel for Made in France products and for the Focal Inside products as well. Because Focal Inside, again, even though, yes, in theory it's plug and play, but you need to kind of know and have the requisite experience to get the best out of it from a standpoint of especially the premium cars when we talk about a Mercedes or a BMW. Because we have to understand the customers with those cars have high expectations. They are coming to you for a solution and they expect, again, like I said, the wow factor has to be present, even though it's not a utopia, I would say. But for them, it has to be extraordinary, the experience after the install, because these products, the price point is significantly higher than you would do than compared to an entry-level install, for example. So if the installer is not equipped, he's not trained, he will not do justice to those products. And that's the reason why we kind of stay on the straight and narrow with Focal Inside and Made in France. And that's the reason we have a limited network. And we are expanding. We are taking more dealers on board, but provided they have the prerequisites that we are looking for. Perfect. That's very important.
And that's the reason we work with Motor Concept. It's very important because we know he's equipped with all kind of knowledge to install these kind of speakers in cars.
Yes, that's very important, like I said. So I think Motor Concept, Aman ji has been at the cutting edge of audio in India, especially north of India. While it's growing at a rapid pace, but Motor Concept has been kind of head and shoulders above everyone else, and which is great to see, and which is why we feel, so honored and privileged that he, loves the brands that we do, and he loves, the right products and knows how to do justice to it. That's very important. So that's all I have to say.
Fantastic. Thank you all again for being here. And again, it's been a great journey so far. And my few last visits to, again, like Rishi said, North India market and South India market is kind of different, and they've been experiencing all this while I experienced just lately. And the market is very mature on the South side. Kudos to you guys, and we'll be catching up with you guys very soon with some good quality,
watch out guys.
good quality high-end installs. And again, thanks Musafir Bhai for making us reach to all this audience and new audience. And we will like to close this session now. And thank you everyone. And Musafir bhai, you want to say or end something?
आई होप कि जितने भी लोग फोकल, यानी कि जैसे हम लोग फोकल बोलते हैं वैसे, लेकिन अगर आप लोग कनेक्ट करना चाहते थे तो आप लोग हमसे डायरेक्टली कनेक्ट कर सकते हैं. बिल्कुल, वी हैव दी प्रीमियम प्रोडक्ट्स, अगेन वी हैव दी मेड इन फ्रांस प्रोडक्ट्स, और वो हमारे पास ऑफिशियली अवेलेबल है. अगेन इफ़ यू आर लुकिंग फॉर एनी टाइप ऑफ प्रीमियम इंस्टॉल अपनी कारी में, तो वो आप लोग मोटर कॉन्सेप्ट में आके करा सकते हैं. थैंक्स फॉर आपके बिल्कुल वैल्यूएबल टाइम के लिए, जितने भी लोग आज हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं. एंड यू सी ऑल दी फेसेस. कभी आप लोगों को मिलने का भी मौका मिले, सो आप लोगों ने उनको जो है एक थम्स अप भी देना है कि आप लोगों को हमने वीडियो के अंदर देखा था. और बाकी आज की इस वीडियो में इतने हैं गाइस. आई होप यू ऑल एंजॉयड. और ये अब वीडियो नहीं है, ये पिक्चर बन चुकी है, तो इसको आप लोग थोड़ा सा टाइम लेके देखना. एंड आई नो जितने भी ऑडियो लवर है, जिसको प्रोडक्ट लगाना है वो वीडियो पूरा देखेगा. ये हमारा हमेशा से रहा है, मोटो रहा है. एंड इट्स बीइंग ऑलमोस्ट 7 years कि हम लोग जो है इस इंडस्ट्री के अंदर पाजी के साथ जुड़े. एंड वी आर गिविंग यू डिफरेंट वीडियोज़, चाहे वो बजट फ्रेंडली हो, चाहे वो लाउड सेटअप्स हो, क्लियर हो, SPL यू नेम इट वी हैव इट, हमारा पूरा कैटलॉग तैयार है। आप लोग यूट्यूब में जाइए, यू सर्च एनी कार, यू राइट डाउन मोटर कॉन्सेप्ट, यू राइट डाउन मुसाफिर, आप लोगों को बढ़िया वीडियो मिल जाएगा। बाकी इस वीडियो में इतना ही है। आई होप यू ऑल एंजॉयड। हमारा स्टोर है जिसका नाम है मोटर कॉन्सेप्ट, जो कि कीर्ति नगर में सिचुएटेड है। नंबर एड्रेस आप लोगों के लिए डिस्क्रिप्शन में है, फ्लैश नंबर हम आपके लिए कर रहे हैं, आप लोग कॉन्टैक्ट कर सकते हैं। मिलते हैं आप लोगों से एक नई वीडियो के साथ। सो टिल देन कीप वॉचिंग एंड लाइक दिस, बाय बाय।